Now we will start the chapter Tools for Financial Analysis. This is chapter number 11, which is there in volume 2. Now, financial statements contain absolute figures of assets, liabilities, revenue, expenses, profits, and losses of the organization. Now, these absolute figures may not be understood by everybody. So, they are to be analyzed and they are to be presented in simple and in understandable form. Now, there are various tools which are applied for analysis of these financial statements. Some of them are like preparation of comparative statements, preparation of common size statements, trend analysis, then accounting ratios, cash flow statement, fund flow statement, and break-even point analysis. So today we will be starting with comparative statements. Now in these comparative statements, this is one of the easiest topics which is there in the syllabus. Here what we do is that we compare the values of 2 years, 2 consecutive years, and then find out their absolute increase and decrease, and again we find out their percentage increase or decrease. Now here I have taken the question number 1, which is given in page 11.20. Okay, from the balance sheets of Royal Industries as at 31st March 2018 and as at 31st March 2017, prepare a comparative balance sheet. So similarly, comparative, your statement of profit and loss can also be prepared, and it will be prepared in the same manner. So balance sheet figures of 2 years are given, that is of 2017 and of 2018, and then we are making analysis of the same. Now, what is the importance of comparative statements? First importance is that to make the data simpler and more understandable, so anybody and everybody can understand the data. Number 2 is to indicate the trend. What is the trend? Whether things are increasing or decreasing, whether assets have increased or decreased, that can be found out from there. Then it also indicates the strong and the weak points of the organization. What are the strengths and what are the weaknesses? For example, if the assets are increasing, it means purchase of your more assets. And if liabilities are increasing, then that is a weak point. Then it compares the firm's performance with the previous year's performance. So we make a comparison. That is why the name comparative your statement. And to help in forecasting, sometimes the management can forecast based on the trend that is being followed, that what has happened and now what may happen, what is the trend, whether the things are increasing or decreasing, what things are increasing, which are decreasing. So it's a very easy topic. Now here I have taken that question number 1, comparative balance sheet of Royal Industries as at 31st March 2018 and 2017. So this is the heading. So you must write the proper heading, comparative balance sheet of Royal Industries as at 31st March 2018 and 2017. This is very, very important. Heading should be correct. Otherwise you lose marks. And if you look at the rulings, we have a particulars column, then we have a note number column, then present year's values 2018, and then previous year's values, that is 2017. Then absolute change, increase or decrease. Increase we don't write anything, that means we don't put any sign. But if there is decrease, we write it in bracket. And then percentage increase or decrease. Same way, if there is percentage decrease, that will be written in bracket. So here you see, number 1, we have the equity and liabilities. Below that, we have number 1, shareholders funds. Share capital. Share capital in 2017 it was 5 lakh. Now in the present year it is 8 lakh. So what is the increase? There is increase of 3 lakh. 8 lakh minus 5 lakh. And what is the percentage increase? Your 3 lakh divided by previous year's value, that is 5 lakh into 100. 3 lakh divided by 5 lakh into 100, that is 60%. So we will simply write 60 because the heading we have already written percentage increase or decrease. Next point is share capital. Share capital, previous year 2017 it was 1 lakh. In the present year it is also 1 lakh. So there is no absolute increase or decrease. So I put a dash, and therefore there is no percentage increase or decrease. So I put a dash over there also. Next we come to number 2, non-current liabilities. Under non-current liabilities we have long-term borrowings. Previous year your long-term borrowings was 3 lakh and this year it is 4 lakh. So what is the increase? Increase is 1 lakh. 4 lakh minus 3 lakh, 1 lakh. And what is the percentage increase? 1 lakh divided by 3 lakh into 100. That is 33.33%. Okay. So increase or decrease divided by previous year's value into 100. Next we have under current liability short-term borrowings. Previous year's value was 1 lakh. Present year's value is 2 lakh. So what is the increase? Absolute increase 2 lakh minus 1 lakh, that is 1 lakh. And what is the percentage increase? 1 lakh divided by 1 lakh into 100, that comes to 100%. Then comes the total of the equity and liabilities. Previous year the total was 10 lakh, present year it is 15 lakh. So what is the absolute increase? 15 lakh minus 10 lakh, 5 lakh. So 5 lakh divided by 10 lakh into 100, that is 50%. Okay. Then we come to the asset side. In the assets, first we have non-current assets. Previous year's value was 4 lakh and present year's value is 6 lakh. So what is the absolute increase? 6 lakh minus 4 lakh, that is 2 lakh. So what is the percentage increase? 2 lakh divided by 4 lakh, that is previous year's value, into 100. That comes to 50%. So I have written 50. Next we come to current assets. Under current assets we have 3 items: inventories, trade receivables and cash and bank balance. So inventories, previous year value was 2 lakh, present year's value is 3 lakh. So what is the increase? Absolute increase 3 lakh minus 2 lakh, that is 1 lakh. And what is the percentage increase? 1 lakh divided by 2 lakh into 100, that is again 50%. Then comes trade receivables. Trade receivables, previous year the value was 3 lakh, present year's value is 4 lakh. So what is the absolute increase? Your 4 lakh minus 3 lakh, that is equal to 1 lakh. So what is the percentage increase? 1 lakh divided by 3 lakh into 100, that is 33.33%. Then comes cash and bank balance. Cash and bank balance, previous year's value was 1 lakh, present year's value is 2 lakh. So how much is the absolute increase? The absolute increase is 2 lakh minus 1 lakh, that is 1 lakh. And what is the percentage increase? 1 lakh divided by 1 lakh, previous year's value, into 100. That is again coming to 100%. And if you look at the total also, the assets total was last year it was 10 lakh and present year's value is 15 lakh. So how much is the absolute increase? 15 lakh minus 10 lakh, that is 5 lakh. So percentage increase will be 5 lakh divided by 10 lakh, That is the total of the assets of the previous year. 5 lakh divided by 10 lakh into 100, that is 50%. So this is how a comparative statement is prepared. Now similarly we can also prepare a comparative statement of profit and loss. Okay. So similarly we will also take the values of the revenue from operations and so on, and then we will find out the absolute increase or decrease, and then we will find out the percentage increase or decrease. So that comparative statement of profit and loss, the format is given in page number your 11.11. So you have revenue from operations, then add other incomes, then that gives you total revenue, then less expenses. What are the expenses? Cost of materials consumed, purchase of stock in trade, changes in inventories of finished goods, work in progress and stock in trade, employee benefit expenses, finance costs, depreciation and amortization expenses, and other expenses. That gives you total expenses. Now from the total revenue we will deduct the total expenses. That gives you profit before tax. Then less tax. Now tax rate may be given in the question. So if tax rate is given, then you will calculate the tax according to that rate. So less tax, that gives you profit after tax. So similarly, we will also prepare a comparative statement of profit and loss. Okay. But then the heading will be comparative statement of profit and loss for the year ended 31st March of present year and of the previous year. Please don't forget to write the correct format. The correct format is very important because there is marks for no marks for correct format, but there is deduction of marks for wrong format. So you must write the total format. And one more mistake that students do is in the last column they write percentage like 60%, 33.33%, 100%. That should not be written, because in the heading out only we have written percentage increase or decrease. So no need to write the sign of percentage again. Simply if it is coming 60%, you will write 60. The next one, like it is coming 33.33%, you will write 33.33. Next one is coming 100%, so you will write only 100. Okay, that is all.